is early morning already. Waking up to a nice little fire. So peaceful, so quiet. Really enjoy it here. I suppose it's about 5:30. Probably to step outside and see what kind of day it's going to be. Well, it's about 9:50 a.m. in the morning. Sun's just peeking over the trees. Looks like it's got that nice, quiet, crisp morning out. Fresh blanket of snow. Really pretty. I like this time of year. A little cool. Woke up, it's about 19 degrees out, 18. Mountains out. Might have to walk out that way and take a peek at it. Looks like there might be some clouds out there. But we'll see. Man, it's a gorgeous morning. The sun's just starting to come through. Kind of see the battle I'm against for solar in here, especially in the winter. The tall one's not out. Clouds moved in. Didn't take long, a couple hours. Well, what's it been? It's been about 4 weeks since I've put in my inverter and batteries. Do a quick lessons learned. As you know, in the previous video, I was having some problems with my run times, or my expected run times, and not truly understanding what my inverter was telling me on the AC amps and the DC amps. As you know, I went to the retailer and talked to them, and they came back and said, well, you know, if you don't set your searching volts or amps, it's always going to be searching. That'll take up more. Gave me some information that made sense. And I read the Magnum Arc charging setup, the manual there, front to back, and started to really understand some of the settings, and as complex as they are, after nights of poring over it, it really started to make sense. But I want to give you my lesson learned on what I found out here. When I first went down this, trying to piece all this together by myself and some others getting some input, everybody wanted to know your watt hours, your consumption, the watts that you would be using in a day to size a battery bank. And we converted like in this case, this Trojan L16P is a 420 amp hour battery. We converted that into watts, and we figured our run times accordingly. And I had them here. I've replaced them since. This is coming from the other spreadsheet. But what I've done is taken this 2,508 watts, and I came over here to a battery bank temperature compensation spreadsheet. I really learned a lot about the temperature. Thought it was just voltage. It's not. There's an effect on your amperage also. Trojan Battery has a lot of good articles and PDFs to download and read, which I did. And this is basically what they came up for the Trojan L16P, and it pretty much applies, I think, to most batteries. You can see for every 10 degrees of temperature difference, in this column here you'll see my battery life actually increases. So let's say it's at freezing. I actually get 124% more life out of that battery if I don't over discharge it. My capacity, however, decreases by 80%. That's quite a bit. I dropped from 420 down to 336 amp hours. So when you size your battery, do something like this, or size your battery bank. If you have plenty and you've already got way more than you need, which I thought I did, and I do. I can run, but I wanted to run a lot longer than what I am. Pour over these figures, whatever battery manufacturer you have, and your charging rates also. I can get into that on this spreadsheet with the Magnum Art charging, breaking down depending on what your rated AC current is, how much you want, not how much the inverter can do, because that's a big difference. Like I can go up to 60, but I really only want to be around the 25 to 27 amp input off that generator. So there's a lot to consider. Make sure your generator's sized right. Anyway, gonna get back to this, how I discovered it. I took these volts, these amps, and divided it by the 110 side, the AC side, and I came up with 22.8 amps per day. Did the same on the DC side. Now it's 48 volts. So I have the 2,508 watts divided by 48 volts, and it came up with 52 amps a day. Well, I took these two figures, the AC and DC, and divided these by 24 hours, and it came up to this 1 and 3. Exactly what I was seeing on the inverter. Now granted, I've rounded up from this 2.17. I don't know how accurate this is on the inverter still. I'm not, is it down to the tenths? Does it round up? I'm not sure. But once I did this, everything started to fall in line. My run times over here came in line with the voltage compensation, everything. So size by the amps when you do your run times, how long, and take the temperature compensation in there. And remember, there's thermal mass there. So even if you, like me, you're shutting them off, fully charged, it may take a day or 2 days to warm them up to a good temperature if they're not heated 100% of the time. So keep that in mind, and hope this helps you out when you figure your sizing.